So for this video, it's gonna be about a tutorial on how to install Ubuntu. So basically, there are two ways on how to install Ubuntu. First one is the dual boot, and the second one is the virtual machine. So for me, I'm going to use the virtual machine. So I have already installed the VirtualBox, which we are going to use in this tutorial. So if you haven't already, if you have not yet installed Ubuntu VirtualBox, then go to virtualbox.org and select download VirtualBox 5.2. And after that, you can see the list of operating system. So select the operating system which you are currently using. And after that, just use the .exe file. And in here, you can see that I have already installed Ubuntu. So we are going to create new. Then download Ubuntu on ubuntu.com and just click downloads, Ubuntu desktop, and in here you can select the latest Ubuntu version, which is Ubuntu 18.4 LTS. So just click download, and I'm not gonna download it because I have already installed it to my device. So in here, if you haven't installed Ubuntu yet, just click new and give your machine a name. So I'll just call it Ubuntu, and the machine is smart enough to figure it out that it's Ubuntu, and it have already given me the default type and version. So we'll just click next, and in this section, or in this dialog box rather, we can choose how much RAM will be allocated to this machine. So for me, I'll select 2 GB and click next. So in here, it asks whether or not you're gonna create a virtual hard disk for this operating system. So go with the default bit, create a virtual hard disk now. And in here, go with the default to virtual disk image. And in this dialog box, it asks you to choose whether the hard disk will be dynamically allocated or fixed size, which is longer to use. So I'll just go with the default, which is dynamically allocated. And in here, it asks you how much space will be allocated to your operating system, or your hard disk rather. So if you have that much big of a hard disk space, you can go as much as you want, but for me, I'll go with 8 GB. So great. And you can see that your new operating system has been created, Ubuntu New. And go to settings, and click storage. So you can see here controller ID empty. Just click on empty and you can see here that in this section the virtual this type this icon, just click this icon and choose virtual optical display, and in here you can choose wherever you put your Ubuntu file ISO, which we installed earlier or download rather. So that's okay. Okay. After that is done, so let's start. So the VM box will open Ubuntu. So this installation may take some time. So in this section, the machine are asking to select which language you are going to use. So let's go with the default English and click install Ubuntu. And here it asks whether you have different keyboards, different language of keyboards. So for me, I'll just go with the default English. So in here, it asks you whether the updates you're going to install are manually or through the network or your network connection. Just click continue. And in this section, you're gonna see the warning. This will delete all your programs, documents, photos, music, and other files in all operating systems. So just ignore this warning, and it's basically not gonna delete all your files. So just click erase this and install Ubuntu and go with install now. So continue. And it's taking some time to install all necessary data. And in this last section, it asks you where are you currently located, and for me, I had my GPS turned on, so the device has set my location to Manila. So this section identifies your timeline in your computer in here. So it will know what timeline you're currently in. So continue. And in here, we're going to name the device. So the device name will be project CSV, and you can see that computer name and username will be the same with the device name. So you can choose a password. So that, and this we're in the installation process, and this will take some time. So I'm just gonna open my installed Ubuntu and cancel this. So after the device is finished installing, it will bring you in this user interface. So the loading time are taking up some time. Unlike Windows, that is much faster. So in here, we can see the list of usernames that are currently listed. So there are just one username which I created earlier, Project Prelims. So let's type a password, and we can go sign in. It's just like the Windows login, where it prompts the user to type the username and password. And in here, you can see the user interface of Ubuntu. After installing this, it will take you to the user interface of Ubuntu, and to welcome Ubuntu. And in this section, these are the pre-built apps of Ubuntu. And you can close this welcome page by pressing this arrow button and quit. And in here, we can select which you can turn off, restart, screen lock, or adjust the brightness of the device. It's basically the Windows logo, which contains all the controls of the operating system. So that's it for this tutorial.